working with getting you guys set to go with your e-learning. This will be recorded, and so if you need to go back to any of this, feel free to do so. I am really apprehensive about using Schoology as our communication tool because of the fact that with Schoology, you've got breakdown problems, and it's been breaking down this afternoon quite a bit. They never anticipated that Schoology would be used as an e-learning digital platform across the country, and their servers aren't up to it. And so for us, what I would encourage you to do are these things. Number one, go to your Schoology page, and you will find that there is an e-learning distance attendance. Ah, shoot, I messed up. Hold on just a second. I'll get this fixed. I always forget to press the button to give you my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is go to Schoology, and if you could please, I'm going to want you to have these two items open up on your Chromebook. First of all, open up your e-learning daily attendance. Yikes. So when Schoology isn't being junky, make sure you open up this e-learning distance learning page. You need to fill this out daily in order for your attendance to be safe. And so you want to make sure each and every day, sometime between 7:30 and 2, you fill out this sheet. I realize that it is clunky and messy, but it's something that the school district is worried about, because when it comes to, let me see here. When it comes to schools being public entities, the legislature is suspicious that we might be abusing days off like this and not be working. And so they want to very much take account for how many kids are showing up to school, because they are paying our district for you guys to get educations. So we take attendance just because of the fact that we're trying to have some sort of accountability to say that you've checked in, you know what's going on. And so I would make that a separate tab. Open it up onto your browser so you never need to go to Schoology, because that way you won't have to worry about breakdowns or whatever, and your attendance will be safe. The other thing, and I'll go back to here. If I go back to your US history page, the second thing that I would have open up on your page is this US history coronavirus absence ongoing activity log. I would open this up as its own separate tab too. This Google document is going to be the one that I'm updating going on into the future. So you'll see each day we've got an update here as far as what I would like you to be working on. Yesterday, when we had our breakdown situation taking place, I highlighted this. Our test for chapters 20 through 22 was on hold at that time. We're now going to be doing that test on Friday. It's going to be a short answer version of the test. It will be something where your materials are in play, because of the fact that obviously we cannot monitor in that sort of form and fashion. So if you've been doing your homework, you should be in a really good place to protect your grade and to do that assessment. I'd like you to have your chapter 23 text questions done by tomorrow at the start of our 10 a.m. session. And I would like to meet with you guys regularly on Tuesdays, so I'm able to I'd like you to have your stuff done at 10 a.m. tomorrow so I can start working my way into teaching you about chapter 23. So when we get together, it's going to be a really quick lesson on a daily basis, kind of going over the big ideas, what we would normally do in class to keep you safe. Tomorrow, though, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be running through the PowerPoint that I've got for chapter 22. So when you get into this chat room, we'll run through chapter 22 to make sure you're safe for your test. We'll move quickly, because since I'm recording, you'll be able to then go back, look at the video again. And once I get done uploading a video, you'll find it in one of two places. You can go to Schoology, and I've got a folder started there that says Google Meet Meetings. You'll find your video from yesterday's house there. I'm going to house this one here in just a second. You can also find it here on your US history document, though. So as soon as I get done recording, I'm going to put right underneath this video link the actual video that I've got downloaded. It takes a little bit of time for it to be able to process, and then I'll be able to upload it for you guys onto YouTube, so you'll be able to watch it later if you get busy or something goes on. So you don't need to watch in person. I'll have a recording for you daily so you can see what it is that you should be working on. And because of the fact that we've been doing stuff electronically, especially with you doing your chapter text questions, we're going to be doing a lot of the same going on in the future. The only thing I would highlight for you guys then, as we wrap up with what we're doing today, if you are missing any work, this is a great time to be able to get that taken care of, because you've got some free time on your hands. And I'll be fixing up your grades as we move forward. So as you turn stuff in, just give me a heads up of what I should be looking for, and we can keep you safe. We do not have details from the district yet as far as what's going on with your grades. We don't know what's going to be happening. Letter grades A through NC. We don't know if the grades will be pass, fail. We're not certain what assessment is going to be happening. And in particular, a lot of that confusion is happening from the president on down. As you're watching right now, this morning was really interesting because President Trump came out yesterday on the news and said he wanted businesses to fix this problem and the government didn't need to get involved in creating ventilators and masks and whatever, even though we have a law that was created called the Defense Appropriations Act, Defense Production Act, that allows him to take control of factories like Franklin Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson did during World War I and World War II. President Trump does not want to do that, and he keeps claiming that we're going to be done with this crisis soon. He thought it was going to be done by Easter, and he's now been pushed back on his deadlines. Governor Walz, though, has said that he is shutting everything down until the end of April at least. And so I think that the idea of us coming back before the end of the school year is still up in the air, and they're still waiting to see what happens when all of this medical stuff actually comes to fruition, because we haven't even seen the medical stuff really hit this place as badly as it can. The thing for you guys to keep in mind then is we may be online for the rest of the year, we may not. So if you have hassles or problems that are taking place, I'm going to want you to send me a message via email. And if you want to talk to me personally, we can Google Meet like this. I don't know about you guys, but part of the reason why I like being in school is being around you guys, interacting and not being in a house all day long is very much my comfort zone. And so if this is not your favorite for where you guys are sitting right now, understand that I'm in the same spot. So if you have any problems, let me know about that. The key thing, though, that they've been highlighting recently, and this is what I'm going to wrap up with today before I turn you guys loose. And again, tomorrow, 10 a.m. And once it's time to get started, look at my Google document. You'll find the link there. That way we can avoid Schoology. They've been coming out of the news and they've been saying that the stuff that I told you about in class needs to be modified. So what they're saying is for kids from 0 to 14, they're not seeing a lot of problems with kids at that age, but they're still carriers who can transmit it to other people. There are people, though, who have gotten sick with the coronavirus. And the thing that's been bad about that is during the Spanish flu of 1919, many people who were healthy died because of the fact that their immune systems actually overreacted to what was going on with their disease. That's the problem with coronavirus now, is when you have coronavirus, it can sometimes cause your body to overreact, attacking the lungs, making it hard to transmit oxygen and carbon dioxide so you can actually do respiration like you've learned about in biology. And the big problem is if you end up in that problem, you need a ventilator. Our issue right now is we don't have enough ventilators. So there are people your age and older who are going to get this thinking that it's going to be like a flu. It's going to take a turn for the worse. And with hospitalization, they would be safe. And the problem is they're running into hospitals in places like New York, Atlanta, New Orleans, where they would be fine if they could get treatment, but there's not enough equipment and doctors to be able to help out. That's why we want to keep you away from this virus. Governor Walz is pretty convinced we're all going to come into contact with this sometime during the course of the next year. The question is, can we hold off on somebody like you getting it until our hospital facilities can be okay? And if over a 2-week window, some people need a respirator, but you don't, and in the future you might need one, but then you're using one that got used and then it's now yours, we can keep people safer. So it's not meant to be overreacting. And if it feels that way to you, I totally get it. I've never been through something like this before. This is brand new territory. Our natural default is to kind of take this as be kind of skeptical. Be cautious with this, strictly from the fact that if you get this, everything most likely will turn out okay. It's that scenario where if something takes a turn and the worst circumstances happened, that's why they're being so cautious about this. So that's what I wanted you guys to know about. I'll record this, so this will be available later. But like I mentioned, tomorrow, 10 a.m., I'll run through your Chapter 22 text questions. We'll talk about what your assessment is going to look like on Friday. Work on getting your Chapter 23 text questions done by the time we meet tomorrow so I can start working your way into that material. And again, if you have any problems, let me know. I miss you guys. It's good to see you. It's interesting to see a look at all of your rooms. The fact that you guys have been also working to communicate in other ways with other people while you're on the screen with me, because I can see what you're doing even when I'm talking to you, is something that's beautiful, because my daughter is behaving the same way with her e-learning. And so it's wonderful to see you guys acting the same. If you need any help, please let me know. But otherwise, I'm hoping that this is going okay for you. Over in the chat function, you'll find over on the right-hand side, When we do these sessions, if you do need to send a message to me, feel free to type something over there, or else if it's something that you just want to keep personal between you and I, go ahead and hit the email function. I don't see any questions, so I'm assuming you guys are good. Braden has just used the chat. Back at you. And so we can see that the chat is working just fine. And for you guys, from what I've seen in my class, you guys are all doing fantastic with the content and not struggling at all. So I think this is going to be a pretty easy go. We just want to make sure we protect your grades and get you guys through this well. So if you've got nothing else, I'm going to hang up in just a second. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Stay healthy, and I'll see you then. Thanks, guys.